So I wanted to tell you about my new book, The Byrd Machine in Virginia, The Rise and Fall of a Conservative Political Organization. Now, I've been working on this book a long time. It's great that it's finally out. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it anywhere books are sold. You can show up to my book launch on October 20th at the Athenaeum here in Old Town Alexandria, where you can hear me speak about the book. But I want to preview it a little bit here. So a couple things I wanted to do with the book. One is trace the history of political machines in Virginia, and the other is give readers a sense of what the Byrd machine did when it was in power. So the history of political machines in Virginia actually is kind of surprising. It dates back farther than you think it might, all the way back to after the Civil War in the 1880s. There was a Virginia's first political machine was run by a guy who had been a Confederate general, and then he actually helped black people get elected in that time after the Civil War, when there were lots of members of the General Assembly who were African Americans. That, of course, changed rather dramatically pretty quickly because of the creation of the second political machine in Virginia, which was called the Martin machine. So by the time a young Harry Byrd comes around, he kind of inherits what was left over of the Martin machine. And then he does two very important things while he was ahead of this political organization that ran Virginia politics. One was union busting, and the other was massive resistance. So in the 1940s, there was a lot of labor unrest, and labor groups were striking and trying to gain power after World War II. And so in Virginia, the workers at VEPCO, which was the power company, now known as Dominion Energy, they were interested in having a strike. So the governor at that time was a Byrd machine governor by the name of Bill Tuck. And his solution to this was to conscript all of the members, all of the employees of VEPCO into the militia so he could charge them with a court martial if they failed to show up to work. Well, that worked, and the strike was undermined. There was no strike. The power went out as it normally did, and Governor Tuck claimed victory, followed the next year by the creation of the so-called right to work law, which forever undermined the power of unions in Virginia. So part of the legacy of the Byrd machine is union busting. The other really important legacy is massive resistance. So after the Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court decision, the Byrd machine decided that it was going to resist desegregating the schools, resist integration. And its strategy to do this was to simply close the public schools. Instead of having public schools, they would just close the public schools. And as you might imagine, this was a horrible disaster. It was the death knell of the Byrd machine, and it was kind of all downhill after that. So the Byrd machine in Virginia, The Rise and Fall of a Conservative Political Organization, is out now. So you want to get your copy online. You probably actually want to get it directly from me so that I can give you a signed copy. So get in touch with me and I will sell you your own signed copy of The Byrd Machine in Virginia.